Cityline, the art of the perfect patch.
It bugs me so much when I walk into a house and I see either holes that haven't been filled or holes that have been filled improperly.
We've got DIY drywall fixes, and I put it in terms everyone can understand.
Anyone out there that puts eyeshadow on, you know when the eyeshadow falls under the eye? And you get the little eye patch in to catch the dust. Same.
Then, when it comes to design, everything old is new again.
The eccentricity of things that look old and new together at the same time.
When it comes to British eccentricity, Arren Williams brings authenticity.
I don't know if you know, I'm British.
Are you?
Did you know?
Okay. And later, I get sidelined while Chef Jason makes a pesto pasta.
I'm not allowed to touch that thing.
Oh, why?
Last time I was here, I broke it.
It's Cityline with Tracy Moore.
I'm like shopping the audience today. Usually I wait till Fashion Fridays, but you all look good. You look good. Very good. Welcome to home day. I miscalculated my shoes and I don't know how long I can stand in these for. Better get started. We've got an exciting show for you today, and we're starting with a home project that might feel a little daunting, but you can do it, and we're gonna show you how. We're dealing with patching up holes in the wall, no matter how big or small. That rhymed. It was cute. Here to demonstrate the best techniques for filling those holes with ease, please welcome 50% of the bro laws, Dave Kenney. I gotta take my time. It's the wrong shoes. Dave.
Welcome.
It is so good to see you.
Great to be here.
And you know we love to see you all the time, but I have to ask, because you usually come with the other guy,
Yes,
Joey?
and before the tabloids got a hold of it, we
Right?
still are business partners.
Okay.
He's feeling under the weather. And
Yes.
for him to take a sick day means he's real sick.
He's sick.
And he
Yeah.
needs it. So I had to say, nope, stay at home.
Yeah.
I got this. We can do this. So
I
I'm
love
on my
it.
solo tour now.
This is awkward, but there's something on your nose. Should I just take it off?
Get it off. Get it off.
Yeah, there
okay,
we go.
see, that's what happens when we're working
Yeah.
with compound,
It's
right?
it's the plaster
It's the plaster.
stuff. Yeah.
Thank you. I love that.
I'm like, is there any way for me to do it secretly?
We just got to get into it.
We just got to get into it. So, okay, it's all about filling in the holes.
Yes.
I know you're obsessed with this, which is why you can never come to my basement. I mean, hockey pucks, soccer balls, like all the holes are happening. And people are doing it wrong. They're not filling in their holes properly.
They are, and it bugs me so much when I walk into a house and I see either holes that haven't been filled or holes that have been filled improperly.
Yeah.
And it's just like you can see each and every patch on the wall where they're like, they think they did a good job. And it's like, no, you didn't.
You didn't.
So we want to give them the skills to be able to do it today.
Okay, so we're gonna start with the teeny tiny little hole, like this is you tried to hang a picture
Exactly.
in a million places.
So you've got your typical nail hole. We're gonna pull out that nail, or say you used a plug, you're holding in something that was a little bit more secure.
Okay.
These plugs can unscrew. So if you have one that can come out, take the plug out of the wall.
Oh.
Or if it is a different plug that can't, then punch it into the wall.
Oh,
you
really?
don't want to leave it there. Some people just paint over it.
That's what I would do.
No, you just see that little plug hole still there. And it's like, why? No. Paint doesn't cover up things. That's what we're learning here today, okay?
Right, you gotta take it out and
So
you gotta
can
make
see-
it even.
Yeah, so you can see there's a little bit of like paper kind of sticking out, right?
Yes.
If you were to just fill that hole and sand it and try and paint over it, that paper's always gonna be there and there's that little imperfection on your wall. We
Yeah.
wanna get it good, we wanna get it right. So take any type of tool and push that in. You wanna create a bit of a cavity so that the mud has something to go into.
Oh, that's
so
nice.
you've created a little indent.
Yeah.
And then you can take some of this, which is just spackle, and a spatula, and you can put it over top of those holes. So you don't need too much.
Uh-oh.
That's good. Put it on and then wipe it off tight. So like pull tight, good, and then you want to fill the big one there too.
Okay.
Good. Step one.
We're done.
No. Tracy, that's what people do. They think, great, I filled the hole.
Let's get a drink. We're finished.
We'll paint over it and nobody
No?
will see.
Okay.
So you can see this stuff's pink.
Yeah.
It's gonna dry in about 10, 15 minutes and it'll turn white. So that's how you know that it's dry.
Got it.
So now you need to sand it. Something that we do on our renovation projects is like, say we're at the end of the project, we're cleaning up and we gotta fill a little hole. You can take some tape and create a little tape hammock underneath your patch.
Oh, well, that's cute.
So that when you sand it,
Yeah.
the tape hammock is going to catch all that dust.
Very nice.
So-
Anyone out there that puts eyeshadow on, you know when the eyeshadow falls under the eye? And you get the little eye patch in to catch the dust. Same.
See, I
Okay.
totally knew that too. That's
Right?
what I do with my eyelashes
Same,
all the
same.
time. And then you can peel that off and the tape is gonna catch as much of the dust as possible.
Beautiful.
Cleans up a little bit easier.
Yeah.
But you've sanded it down and now you have a smooth surface to be able to paint over.
Oh, this is
the
good.
hole's gone, the mud's gone, it's clean.
Yeah, because you know when you put the paint over that and you haven't done the sanding, it's bumpy.
You're gonna see it.
You see it.
Everywhere.
It's a different color, you see it. And you're priming it and then painting it.
Yes.
Right?
And
The
not
prime's gonna help.
Everybody might see it, but I'm gonna see it. So
You'll
if I come
see
to your
it?
house, I'm gonna be
Right.
picking it out.
Fair. Okay, now we've got a bigger, I don't know.
Yes,
They were,
so-
what were they playing?
I mean, maybe
Badminton,
a kid
golf.
threw a toy car at the wall.
Toy car.
Maybe I was golfing in my house, practicing my swing.
Maybe you were.
Put in a little
right?
bit of a dent that's a bit bigger.
It's big.
So DAP has a wall patch kit for you. So
Okay.
inside that, you've got the spackle that you have there.
Yep.
You've got a fiberglass kind of mesh reinforcement. So that hole's small enough that it's gonna fill it and be good.
Yeah.
But because this is bigger, you want a little bit more reinforcement behind it so
Got
that
it.
it's gonna keep it strong and sturdy. It's got that spatula in it, and it's even got a little piece of sandpaper to reinforce the fact that you need to sand it afterwards.
Got it. It's in the kit, so you should use it.
Exactly.
Right.
So we're gonna take a patch, you're gonna cut it slightly bigger than the hole, and then do you wanna put some of that stuff on the back of that?
I'm wearing these gloves, so I better do
I
something.
love it. I'll just hold it, just put it right on my hand.
Like right like this?
Yeah, so you spread it out across the back of the paper.
Okay. How's that look?
Great, we don't have to have it perfect for here.
Okay, good.
You wanna have a nice even coat across it, then bam, slap that over top of the hole.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna take the spackle and put another coat over top of it.
Okay.
Because you don't wanna just paint over top of that, you're still gonna see the patch, right?
Right.
So then, when you paint, or you mud over top of that,
Yeah.
you've got a nice bigger patch that's smoothed out.
Beautiful.
So the key here again is
Yes.
you want to go bigger than the patch.
Yeah.
So over here we went slightly bigger than the hole.
Yes.
Over here we've gone bigger than the patch,
Yeah.
and that just helps fan it out across the space. So
Okay.
that way you know it's going to be nice and good. Then we're going to remember.
We're gonna sand it.
Then prime it.
Prime it.
And give it a little paint.
And then paint it.
You're good.
And Dave's not gonna bother you.
No, maybe I still might, but
Maybe. Okay, now, what if you threw your sibling into the wall?
I mean, let's
Like-
move over to the big example.
We got a hole going on here.
Do you feel like swinging a sledgehammer today?
Should I swing it?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, you've got your
I think I
construction
should.
boots on. I think if you look at, there's nothing more powerful than this outfit and a sledgehammer. Let's go. All right, give us a hole.
Okay. Where do you want it, Al? Right there?
You need a target?
Oh, good.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay.
I got out of control. I'm sorry. It felt really good, everyone.
All right, now it's a party.
So good.
And we're gonna teach you how to do the party patch.
Yes, okay.
This is what we teach all of our co-op kids that work with us. They're going to university. Holes are gonna happen. Learn how to fix the party patch.
Absolutely.
All right?
Especially
so
if
you're
you're
gonna
renting.
take a little knife.
Okay.
And you're going to clean
Cut.
up the carnage. This is awkward to do sideways.
I know.
In case you didn't
I know,
realize.
I know.
But you're gonna.
That's good.
There we go.
The point is to make it so that you've got less jagged edges there,
Yes.
right?
Make it square.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna take a piece of drywall, get it from your local contractor friend. We've got lots of them.
Yeah.
Just ask us for one.
Okay, all right.
You're gonna cut it to about an inch bigger than the size of the hole.
All right.
Flip it over, break it on the other side. Now
Yeah.
you're gonna flip it over. This is the back side of drywall. It's brown, front
Okay.
side lighter gray.
Yeah.
The back side, we're gonna line it up and we are going to cut this about the size of the hole. So we're gonna cut it that way widthways, then we're gonna cut it this way lengthwise. Now the magic of drywall is that it's paper.
Yeah.
So when you break it, you can peel it off and leave the paper on the front.
Oh, smart.
So now that's
This is good little
similar
arts and crafts.
So that patch over there,
Yeah.
we've got a patch here that fits the hole. So we're gonna take a little bit of compound.
Yeah.
We're gonna put our compound around the hole.
So that it sticks onto there. Oh,
Maybe add a little.
little blob there.
Oh, that's all right.
That's okay,
This is
whatever.
part of the mess. You just put a little on your nose
It's just
too,
our very expensive carpet.
and
No
then-
big deal.
And then we're good to go, right? So then you put that onto your hole.
Yes.
And you push the mud out
What
from
a
underneath.
pro!
Get yourself
That's what we're doing wrong.
a wider trowel.
You keep going.
And then it'll look like. Ta-da!
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
That was so well done. We're going to break. He's a pro. Look at that. That was good.
Coming up, what is needed to nail the British eccentric aesthetic?
With British Eccentric is you have to bring the crazy. You have to
Yeah.
go full force.
Welcome back, everyone. You know, every home has a story, and sometimes you can change the story when upgrading and renovating, just as Arren Williams did with this home for his clients.
For me, any good interior really has to have a good story that helps it kind of come to life. So that was really the effort for us here. We're in a home that's suburban. It didn't have much character to begin with. It was very dated. So the result was it needed to have that kind of through line of a story to make it really work, to give it some soul. This space, to me, is English eccentric. It has that kind of feel of a very British home in the sense that there's a traditional elements, but there's lots of contemporary elements mixed into it as well. Also, there's a real mix of colors in here too. But where did that all come from? It really came from these spectacular tiles that we found. A mix, you can see here, of different kind of painted floral motifs, paired up with a very plain ground as well that looks very handmade. Actually, it's machine made, which makes it more affordable. And it really was the tile itself that was the key to the whole space. That kind of mix of a vintage look, but done in a very modern way using modern technology, made it able for us to make this beautiful wall of pattern and color that you see here too. And the color matched perfectly with the veining on the porcelain countertop as well. And I love how they kind of work together. Cabinetry, shaker style, simple, classic, two tones, which I always love because it gives that, amps up that personality for you. But the big thing we did here, because we loved the tiles so much, was really removed all of the uppers to create that moment for these tiles. So no uppers, very controversial still, panicky for a client, for sure. But what you have to do is, you have to understand is you can't just take away storage, you have to find clever and creative ways of adding it in. So the cabinetry goes full height to the ceiling where we have those banks of cabinetry. We did a triple kind of pantry unit right behind me here, which replaced a glass break front, which wasn't doing anything in here at all. And we actually added extra storage in the island. We made it much larger, and also kind of a buffet unit on the side as well that added extra storage. And it really, there's more storage in here now than there was before. And it feels a lot more open as well. The other big thing for me is always creating those design moments, those classic moments where you have a spot for the eye to rest, interesting things for you to look at. And that was really created here in this vignette with this vintage sconce that we founded. You'll see here the kind of rippled effect that you see on the sconce really picks up on the floral design in the tiles, and that really ties into this almost floral look in these ceramic pendants as well, which is really special. Artwork, another key feature. Every kitchen these days has to have artwork. So we found this really lovely artwork, an oil piece, Western Provinces, a landscape, windswept, beautiful, to hang over our spectacular espresso machine there. So really, that's how the space came together.
That kitchen is gorgeous. Arren Williams joins us now in studio. Very well done.
Thank you.
So, British eccentric.
Yes.
It's an interesting term. I would love for you to define it for us, because when I think British eccentric, I wouldn't necessarily think of that kitchen, but that's what it is. That's sort of the design theory happening there.
It is the eccentricity of things that look old and new together at the same time. For me, growing up in England, I don't know if you know, I'm British.
Are you?
Did you know?
Okay.
So, growing up in England, you get very used to houses and visiting houses and living with old things that just are there.
Yes.
And then you add new things in, and it still all works. So that's what the look we were trying to go with this house was mixing those two things together.
Yeah.
They're very well traveled, the couple that owns the house. They love going to the UK. So that was really our inspiration, was getting that color and that look and that mix of new and old together at the same time.
Well, it was brilliantly done.
Thank
you did
you.
it. That's
Thanks.
so nice. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about how that's working in this space that you've created
So let's
here.
talk about British eccentric first. The
Yes.
look really comes from romanticism, which
Okay.
is a big push now back into design, both contemporary and traditional interiors. You're seeing it. But for the British eccentric look, what we're really seeing is it's anchored by arts and crafts style fabrics, which are having a big new trend moment. So
Okay.
arts and crafts was founded in the mid-19th century by William Morris.
Okay.
He was a designer and a textile designer, and it was a revolt against Victoriana, which was very opulent. This was a lot more pared back, almost a little bit medieval, lots of florals and botanicals. So this is actually one of his prints, which is called the Strawberry Pickers. And I'm actually wearing a tie, which has the same design on it as well.
Nice.
So William Morris, very big right now. This is a lovely fabric from Primavera. But actually, this is a William Morris rug, too.
The rug is out of this world.
The rug
Like, this
is
is
wild.
art.
This is a ruggable rug. This is the William Morris collection. So they have lots of really crazy, great designs.
Yeah.
And that's the idea with British eccentric is you have to bring the crazy. You have to go full force. And here what we've done is we've added this fantastic hand-painted looking pattern, which is so over the top. But for the walls, we've gone plain and we've done a color wash. We've taken the wash of color from the sofa and we brought it up the walls too.
Yeah, and which calms the whole space down.
It does.
Like, everything works so brilliantly together, and this was very intentional.
It was intentional, but you could, if you really want to be smart and have some fun, you could amp it up, and you could have wallpaper here too.
You could.
But it works from a scale perspective is really the rule. So a wide open scale pattern on the floor, a tighter, more closed pattern on the walls. That's how it would work.
That's how it works.
Exactly.
Okay, talk to me about the furniture in the space and how it
Sure.
works with this theory.
Contrast in everything that you're looking at here. So the sofa, a great IKEA sofa that feels traditional, but in an updated way, super plush and very comfortable.
Good color.
Good color. Very cozy, but paired with something that's a little bit more unusual and more contemporary. This is the Milo chair from my collection at Hudson's Bay.
I love it.
It's a swivel.
Yes.
So everyone loves a swivel, and it's very, very comfortable. So that's the contrast here.
Yeah, how comfy is it? Go, take a seat.
You want me to take a seat?
Why not? It's good to test your own furniture. Oh,
I don't want to knock that over.
Don't knock the table.
There we go.
Yes. Everyone loves a swivel.
Everyone
it
does
works
love a
especially,
swivel.
I find, in small spaces, which
It
we're going to be
does.
talking about a bit later on the
For
show, but
sure.
it's gorgeous, Arren.
And then contrast
nice.
in furniture as well. A traditional looking base in the sense that it's brass on the base of these tables, but contemporary in design. So this is marble top and a brass button on these tables from Renwell.
Nice.
And then that's really how the mix works. It really comes together in different ways. You have to have contrast in every aspect.
Okay, let's keep with the contrast and talk about these pillows. They're gorgeous. You have rules.
I have rules.
Give us the
I have a
rules.
sofa rule. Sofa rule for me, from a toss cushion perspective, got to be a feather fill.
Yep.
And minimal you have to have is 5 cushions on a sofa.
Yeah.
7 cushions on a sectional.
Okay.
Less than that, we're not speaking. I gotta
Okay,
tell
so
you.
if I take this away,
it's
it's a
fine.
problem.
It's fine.
Yeah,
At my house,
but
the
this is
dogs knock
better.
them off. This is better. And also pattern. You've got to
Yeah.
mix strong patterns like this gorgeous John Darien fabric and stripes. Huge trend right now, stripes. Stripes in velvet. This is a lovely IKEA one. Again, if you find stripes, a ruffle here would be fantastic as well. You got to go for it. Have fun.
ruffles and stripes. Okay, let's talk art. I love these pieces, but I love the way they're framed. They all work together so beautifully.
Too.
I
so
really like
this
that.
is digital downloads.
Okay.
And getting them printed up. So these were printed for us by Poster Jack. And really, so you get to scale and mix and match as you want. It makes something a lot more personal. So what we did here is, it looks very unintentional and very mixed up, but really it is intentional. The black and white here picks up on the black and white in the lamp.
Yep.
The painterly colors all work as far as our palette is concerned. And it's all framed in the same color of gold.
Yes.
Now, this is all on photo board, so it looks great in studio. If I was doing this in an interior, it would be giclée printed on beautiful art paper behind glass, and that would make it look even richer.
It's all beautiful. It's gorgeous. And by the way, the rug, he said it's a ruggable. That means you can throw it in the washing machine.
Exactly.
That's pretty awesome.
It's Cheerio proof.
Yeah, it's Cheerio proof. It is so cool. I feel like I shouldn't be stepping on these animals, but it's beautiful. Okay, so Arren's kind of a big deal. His work is featured in this month's Style at Home. Like, this is his cover. This is Arren, like one of his clients.
Thank you.
You're a big deal.
Oh, super.
And you're all gonna go home with a copy. So we're gonna give all of you one of these. So good. For now, though, we're gonna go back to your client's home and see how you brought a little English eccentric into their living room. Take a look.
So when you have that English eccentric vibe, how does it work in a living space? In a living room like this, really, first of all, what we want to do is create a massive seating. So we went contemporary and simple with a large scale sectional. Yes, we chose gray, of course, because it's easy to live with, but we really amped it up with this spectacular rug that we found, hand woven in India, which takes all the colors that we established in the kitchen and then amps them up and adds more in. And what do we do with that part? We throw it into toss cushions. Every single color that you see in the rug is now happening in a toss cushion on the sofa, including a great strong contemporary pattern, again, to give us that mix that we really, really love. Coffee tables layered here with an ottoman too, and this look is very contemporary. Great North American designer called Blue Dot does these, and it gives us that, again, that imbalance, that specialness between traditional and contemporary. No room is complete without good artwork. Here what we've done is we've had some fun with it, again in a very relaxed way, and layered it over the top of some very traditional looking molding to give it a more relaxed feel. I just love how painterly it looks. I love a sexy powder room moment, and this one is no exception. We amped up the pattern. This is a Wedgwood pattern here, super heavy duty florals, spectacular colors. But can you mix in even more pattern? Yes, you can. We did an incredible marble mosaic here from Ciot. Black and white, super high contrast. I think if those patterns were right next to each other, they might fight, but we've got a barrier here, we've got a border of the paneling that we did in black. Again, very sexy, looks really, really good. And of course, you gotta have a sink moment, and our sink moment here is a vintage looking console that we managed to find that really looks very, very special indeed.
Coming up, sure, we've got a chef here, but how about my advice?
And I'm gonna give you my little tip. Everything tastes better in bacon grease.
That's right.
Welcome back, everyone. Whether you're a die-hard pesto lover or just curious about new flavors, this segment is for you. Our chef is here to introduce a twist on the timeless classic that is sure to win over every palate. Please welcome Chef Jason Skrobar.
Hi,
How you doing,
Tracy.
man? Now I'm clapping for you. We're happy you're here. Clapping for you. Okay, so I think pesto, I think spring.
Yes.
Fresh. You've got a pasta that we're going to be making today.
That's right.
And it starts by making your own pesto.
It starts with a pesto. And one thing, I mean, I think most people, when they think of pesto, they think of what? Basil. They think of pine nuts, Parmesan, all of those things. And that's the classic pesto that you see in a lot of restaurants and stuff. But the thing is that pesto is really versatile. You can use, you can open your fridge if you want and see, like, you can say, I've got a little bit of dill in there. Let's make something with dill. I've got some kale left over from yesterday. Let's use that. If you don't have pine nuts and you have cashews in your freezer or in your pantry, I store my nuts in the freezer. But that's a whole other thing.
Right, you're very chefy.
Yeah.
So today we're using some fresh flat leaf parsley and some mint. And mint might seem a bit surprising, but it's because it brings a little bit of freshness to it.
I love it.
You know, and so we also,
Wow.
we know what's in there.
There is pancetta.
There's pancetta that's been
poppin'.
going in the studio. Everybody's been asking me what I'm cooking, and that's what we're smelling. But
everyone is just gravitating towards this area
That's
of
right.
the studio. It smells so good.
So we're going to start by making the pesto. It's really simple to do. So we've got our food processor. We're going to add some of this parsley. And
do you know why I'm over here? I'm not allowed to touch that thing.
Oh, why?
Last time I was here, I broke it.
But look, magic and TV, we've got a new one.
You do it.
Yeah, right? Isn't it amazing how it works in our world?
And I just want to say, too, with your parsley, when you're using parsley, especially for something like this, don't be afraid to use the stems and the leaves.
Good.
The stems are totally edible and fine, and this little guy is going to do all the work. So you're not really worried about seeing stringy stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so then after that, if you want to do that, thank you.
And then I'll take that off your mind.
And so instead of using the pine nuts, we're using pistachios today. So we're, see?
All good, yeah.
We're getting to that soon.
All
so,
eyes on the pistachios,
So
please.
all the pistachios go in, and then of course, just like in traditional pesto, we're adding some Parmesan and some garlic.
Nice.
So garlic is obviously traditional as well. So we're going to take this and we're going to blitz that up. And then once you see it's gotten to this consistency, then you're going to add some olive oil.
I was going to ask, do you put oil in there?
Look at that. So that's going to really bring it all together. So you basically blend it until you like it. Some people like it a little bit chunkier. Some people like it a little smoother.
Yep.
So go as far as you want with it. You're going to add some salt and pepper in as well. And then this is what you get, this beautiful green sauce.
That is gorgeous.
And we're going to finish it with just a little bit of, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous?
It's very nice.
I love the color. And then I'm just going to add some lemon zest right at the end, just before we go hit it to the pan.
Nice.
So that goes in, and then that's your pesto. And
done.
honestly, this stores well in the fridge for about a week and a half to 2 weeks in a mason jar in an airtight container.
Good.
Use it in salads. Use it as a dressing for salads.
Use
on
it
a
on your
sandwich.
fish.
On your
Use
fish.
it on a sandwich.
I mean, it's really, you can do a lot with it. So now we're going to get to the pasta. So as we've been talking about all segment, we've got some pancetta in here.
I turned it down a little bit, if that's okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're going to add to this, we're going to add some snap peas. So I've just taken them and sliced them up a bit. So that's going to go in.
And I'm going to give you my little tip. Everything tastes better in bacon grease.
That's right. And you know what?
I will saute spinach in bacon grease.
That's
I
the way
will
to do
scramble
it.
eggs in bacon grease. I don't even eat meat, but I cook in bacon grease.
Right? And look at that. Doesn't that look beautiful?
It's beautiful.
Right, and you know, with these peas, they don't really take a lot of time. You want to cook them for about a minute or two because we want to really retain some of that crunch.
Snap.
It's going to give the pasta some texture. And so to this, so we've cooked that for about a minute or two. We're going to add our pesto.
Oh,
so
you're putting
again,
a lot in there. I love it.
I mean, it's a pesto pasta. So if you think if you want more or less, you know, this is the great thing about pasta too, is it's so versatile. You can kind of play with it. You look at a recipe and you're like, I don't like chili peppers. Don't put the chili peppers in.
That's
Right? So it's not like baking, where baking is a lot more science-based.
Yeah.
You can kind of have fun with this. So we've got now the pesto, we've got the snap peas, we've got the pancetta. We're going to take our pasta. So with this kind of pasta, I like to use short pasta because with short pasta like fusilli or this type here or rigatoni, or penne, they've got all those ridges or the holes. And so the great thing is that all of this sauce gets tucked into those little grooves and stuff. So you got that really. And then we're going to take a little bit of goat cheese to finish it off, and that'll melt right into it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very nice.
I'm going to use my finger there.
Yep.
And then you're just going to basically take this and you're going to mix it up. And if it's a little messy, it's a little messy.
That's fine.
Right?
I mean, did you see us making holes in
Right.
the, like, it gets messy up in here, and that's okay. This looks like the kind of dish, though, like if you eat it the next day or the next day, it's even better and better because all those flavors get to really get in there in the pasta, which is amazing.
Right, and you could eat this cold the next day for lunch if you don't even,
Oh,
you don't
yeah.
have time to, like, you know.
Are you good to plate it up?
I'm
Because
gonna
we're all
plate
out
it
of
up.
time. But I want to mention to folks that we've got this recipe online at cityline.tv. And he's got more news. So he's got a cookbook coming out. Is it your first cookbook?
It's my first cookbook.
Proud of you.
Thank you.
It's called?
It's called The Book of Sandwiches.
The Book of Sandwiches, which I could eat all day. I'm a sandwich girl. I love it. So you've got all the sandwiches. This is coming out April 30th. You can pre-order it now.
Yep.
And we're very proud of you. Good
Thank
for
you
you,
so
Jason.
much.
And this is it.
There you go.
This is the final recipe. It's gorgeous. Let's go to break. We got more coming back. Stay with us. Coming up, how to get the most out of a small space.
First thing you want to do is you want to define the space. So although this is just 100 square feet, we have a full living room, we have an office area, and we have a dining room.
There are 1,000 people here today. Welcome back, everyone. Living in a 100 square foot space can present its challenges, but if it's designed properly, it can be extremely functional. So we're going to show you how to do it with staging expert Farah Singh joining us now. This space is 100 square feet.
That's right.
So this is when I say you need the help of someone like a Farah or a designer to come in and help you because space is limited, but you have made it look so spacious here. Where do we start?
Thank you so much. Well, the first thing you want to do is you want to define the space. So although this is just 100 square feet, we have a full living room, we have an office area, and we have a dining room. So that's where
Everything
you want.
you need.
Everything you need in a small, compact space.
How important is it to choose the right furniture for a small space?
That's how you get all of these things in one. So let's talk about some of the multifunctional, multi-purpose pieces that are here today. Take, for instance, this piece.
Okay.
How many functions?
Like uses?
Uses, would you call?
You can eat on it if you put a tray, you can sit on it, or you can put your feet on it. So 3 uses.
And there's one more use for it as well. So it's like a chameleon.
Does it wash your dishes?
What
does it do?
This piece from Sunpan, believe it or not, is also a storage unit.
Oh,
so great place to put
go.
your remote controls, your books, all your other clutter. So it's a nice little piece there.
And it's gorgeous.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so small space. Does the furniture need to be small if you've got a small space?
It does not. Take, for instance, this area rug that we're standing on.
Yeah.
It's an 8 by 10. So this area rug grounds the space. And when we were setting up, we used a 5 by 7, and that made the space look smaller. So using an appropriate size rug actually makes the room look bigger.
Yes.
Plus, we've used a 40-inch table there. So you can seat comfortably 4 people around that dining table.
Yep.
And this sofa is a 70 by 30. So not only is this a accommodating piece that you can watch TV on, but check this out. I can take a nap. If you have a guest, if you want to fall asleep, you could take a nice little nap.
Night night. It's almost like a really stylish futon.
Exactly.
Right? So it's
Exactly.
going to be great. Like it doesn't have the arms, which means that it is going to be perfect for sleeping on.
Exactly.
That's lovely.
You got
Okay,
it.
gorgeous. And how about the multi-uses in this?
I like to call this guy the transformer.
Okay.
It has 4 amazing pieces, starting with the fact that we've set it up as an office space, so it has a little shelf to be used as a desk.
Nice.
Also a great piece for your entryway console, or a media unit underneath your TV, and finally a buffet to complement your dining table.
Beautiful. And that's what you need to think about. Have things that you can do multiple things with.
You got it.
Now, in terms of making this space feel sort of light and airy versus, you know, a little bit more darker, what have you done to make this space a little bit more reflective and airy?
That's a good word, actually. Reflective is the key word here. If you take a look at that table, for instance, the surface is glass, so it allows a lot of light to go through it.
Yes.
There's also that vase that you see there, very reflective, bounces off light. And we've used negative space in our favor. So using pieces like this ottoman, it's not impeding flow. We have full access to the dining room. I have full access to you if I wanted to.
Yeah.
The desk, the sofa. So those are the type of things you want to keep in mind, and also using lighter pieces. So a light area rug, light chairs.
Right.
Also helps brighten but make the space look spacious.
Okay, so let's talk about maximizing natural light. So we've got good reflective surfaces. What else are you doing to make sure the light is bouncing where you want it to?
So see this big, beautiful mirror right over here?
That's gorgeous.
So usually with mirrors like this, if you want to maximize natural light, you'd place it in front of a window or near a window, because then bam, you got 2 windows now. And that means double the sunshine and double the joy.
That's right.
So mirrors are always a great spot for that.
Okay.
And also, let's talk a little bit about this Benjamin Moore paint color, Smoke.
Smoke, it's lovely.
So this has an LRV of 56%. You know what an LRV is?
No, what's LRV?
LRV is your light reflectance value. So it basically is the percentage of light that bounces off the color. And 100 being pure white and 0 being black.
And what is this one?
56. So it's right in the middle. So it gives you a bit of ambience.
Yes.
But it also is a good reflective color as well.
And what are you looking for when you're looking for that number? What do you want it to be if you want it to be bright and light bouncy?
So if you want to stay in a more reflective color, stay between 60 and 80.
Okay.
But if you have a room that has a big window, for instance, that's allowing a lot of natural light in, you can go a little darker and you could do something that's more moody between 30 and 50%.
So let me ask you this. How many people do you think can fit in this space? Because I see room for like 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 folks. Like how many do you think?
I think we can have a party in here.
How many?
I'm going to tell you that we can have 10 people in this space.
10 people sitting in this little 100 square foot space.
Yes.
Remember that I asked for party people in the audience today?
Where are you at?
So, there's 2 of us here. Can I get 8 of you, 8 audience members to come up? Just 8. Don't rush the doors, but come on up and count how many. Count how many. Let's see who's coming to the party. We got 1. Come on in. Farah will seat you 2.
Seat right
3,
over there.
4,
I'm going
5,
to get you to sit right
6,
over here.
7,
You to sit
and
over
8.
over here.
Come on in.
You to sit right next to her.
And none of you
One
brought
over there.
wine. I can't believe
One over
this.
here.
Have a seat. No, you sit there. You're more important,
And then,
sweetie.
Tracy, you can sit on that ottoman,
hi.
and I will have a seat right over here. And now we have a party.
Oh! 10 of us! That is so cool. Guys, not one person brought wine. Let's go to break. We got more coming up. Next time. Next time. Coming up, how to use wood tones in your decor.
I think just bringing wood into a house, it brings that nature in, and it just has that sense of warmth and calm that it brings to the space.
Welcome back. Bringing nature indoors can create a sense of calm and connection, and right now, wood is all the rage. So here to tell us how to nail that perfect wood vibe in your space, please welcome back 1/2 of the Bro Laws, Dave Kenney, but we love him.
All right.
We love him. So wood, I mean, does it really go out of style? Not so much, but it's really having a moment now where people are embracing it and wanting it indoors. So what are the trends? What's hot right now?
Yeah, I mean, you've seen wood all the time. You guys have done a great job here to incorporate wood elements into the set. But it's just changing. It's evolving. New products are coming out. And I think just bringing wood into a house, it brings that nature in, and it just has that sense of warmth and calm that it brings to the space. So we do it with a lot of our renovations that we do, but we want to be able to walk you through options and ways you can do it without going through a major renovation.
Perfect. Okay, what is our first option for incorporating some beautiful wood into our space?
First, we're going to start literal with the outdoors. So a friend of ours, Vic, who has the stump shop, and when he goes out for nature walks, finds a nice stump out in the woods, brings it home, and turns it into a beautiful piece of furniture.
Gorgeous.
So one of the most important things with this is that you let it dry out. You don't want to bring the bugs inside to your house.
Absolutely
so let
not.
it sit in the garage, let it dry out, and then you're going to peel all the bark off of it, clean it up, and make sure you clean the cracks. You want to make sure you clean the crack very thoroughly, okay?
Clean the crack!
You don't want any debris left in there. So clean it out, spray it out.
It's what we all learned in kindergarten, everyone, okay?
Exactly. We want to make sure there's no little bugs hiding in there getting in, okay? So
clean the
make
crack.
sure you clean it out, and then you can put on a nice clean finish on top of it. So something that's going to keep the colors natural and just enhance it. You don't want to necessarily change the color of it.
Yes.
You just want to enhance that
They
natural
look
colors.
so beautiful, these ones here. They are absolutely gorgeous, and I think like most people would want that in their homes. Like, it's just stunning. Okay, so we're moving right along?
Yeah, so if you want to make a bigger impact, I mean, you could go to the hardware store and buy wood, cut it down, sand it, stain it, clear coat it,
I'm
put it
already
on,
taking a
fill it.
nap.
Exactly.
That's a lot.
So, Willows come out with these wood slat paneling pieces. So they've got a bunch of different sizes, shapes, colors, and trends to them, and it can really just enhance an area. So especially in a bathroom, it can make it feel a little more spa-like.
Yeah.
These come in 8-foot tall sections, so you could do an entire wall in your house if you wanted to.
Beautiful.
Super easy to cut down, and you're just going to apply some construction adhesive to the back of it, and then you're going to cover up the hole that we put in the wall.
Oh, right.
And you don't have to paint it anymore. You can just cover it over with some paneling.
Yeah.
So you're going to stick that to the wall, and you're going to put in about 6 screws just to hold it in place while the glue is drying. But just like that, you can have, it's a very easy DIY. As long as you can make one cut, you can add these in little strips. You could fill a whole wall if you wanted to, but it just adds a really nice element.
It's actually really light as well. It's not as heavy as it looks, and man, what an upgrade from the wood paneling I grew up with.
Right? Absolutely.
That is so classy looking. That's
beautiful. The felt
beautiful.
on the back kind of acts like a bit of an acoustic sealant as well, too. So it's going to help dampen the soundproof walls a little bit as well. So, you know, it's doing all the things.
It's doing all the things. It looks beautiful. Okay, so what have you got next? You did a little bit of DIY for us, right?
I did.
If you want to bring the wood in, you don't want to use power tools?
Yes.
That would be me.
Nadine, our producer for this, was bugging us to do something DIY friendly that didn't involve tools, and I was like, okay, fine.
I love it.
I'm the tool guy, but I'll come up with something for you. So you can get this, which is a vinyl wood contact paper.
Nice.
So you peel off the back, it's peel and stick, something super easy to do. And I was running around my house like literally 10 o'clock last night trying to be like, what can I stick this to? What can I DIY before the show today?
What do I bring to
I'm like, all right, I got it. So I found an old vase.
Okay.
And it's stained. It's not looking the greatest.
Well,
right?
we all can relate to that.
Yeah, so rip off a little strip of that. You would obviously peel and stick that on.
Yes.
Covers over the mess,
Very
enhances
nice.
an old piece that maybe you weren't using, right?
I love it.
And then I found this old floating shelf.
This is great.
It was damaged, it was broken, pieces weren't really looking too good, and it was just hiding in a corner in my basement. And I was like, you know what, I could put wood on that.
Totally.
And enhance it.
That might work.
So we stuck the vinyl paper on it. It covers up the mess, and it just enhances something that wasn't being used before, right?
That's beautiful. And what an easy way. It's so easy to use as well.
It is, and I'm not the handiest with DIY. I mean, give me a saw, give me drills and a nail gun, I'm good. But with like finite stuff like this, I wasn't the greatest. But because of the peel and stick, it was actually fairly easy to be able to like, I messed up a little and I cleaned it up.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. Such a cool idea. If you want to pick up the wood slat wall panels or the adhesive contact paper, scan that QR code on your screen right now, and we will lead you right where you can shop the show. Thank you so much, Dave. Time for a break. We'll be right back. Stay with us. On a mission to innovate your favorite everyday foods, making them better for you while still being super delicious. They are allergen friendly and lower in sugar, and our audience every day at Cityline gets to snack on them before and during the show. So thank you to Healthy Crunch for that. Hope you enjoyed them. And that's the end of Home Day. Thank you to Arren, Farah, Jason, Dave, and not Joey. Joey, we hope you feel better, though. Thank you to all of our viewers watching at home, and thank you to the 1,000 people in our audience today. You're a lot of